Hey guys, I'm back on the road. Today we're talking about Herman, my trusty 2007 BMW GS. You ask me how my bike is set up? Here he comes. Setting your motorbike up for long distance riding is not such a big deal, and on the other hand you do not have to spend lots of money on it. Let me show you what I did to my bike. Let's start here on the handlebar. I use grip puppies. They just make the whole handling of the bike a bit easier because they are thicker and you get a better grip on it. The rubber material also absorbs some of the vibration, so overall I can highly recommend them. They're really handy. I just installed recently some bar riser, what you could see in my video. That's the 30mm version, and you're not believing the difference it makes to the handling and the comfort on the bike. For me, that was just the missing link. The first thing I really changed was the foot pegs, because the original BMW ones was just not my taste. They were too small and too narrow, and it really hurts in your feet. You also pivot too much, so it wasn't a good solution for me. So they are really good. So moving over to the rack for my aluminium cases, that is from SW Motec. I like it because it's that easy to take off. It literally takes 30 seconds, and then you don't have to run around all the time with this big rack on your motorbike when you don't need it. For my sat-nav I use a TomTom 400. It also has a mounting kit and a lock kit, so I can leave it on the motorbike without worrying it gets nicked. On the back of the bike I have a very simple bicycle lock. That's really handy if you want to keep your jacket and your helmet locked to the bike. You know, you just put it through one arm and through the helmet and lock it on the bike, so you don't have to carry the stuff with you. That comes rather handy. I have my old Jiffy Tank Bag. I have that thing for many years. It actually doesn't even fit a GS that well. It got a power point connected to it, what is extremely useful. That comes as well from Jiffy, and what it is it's a separate cable what you plug in, hold on, directly into that connector here, what gives you 12 volt to your tank bag. And inside the tank bag, where I charge all my electronics, it terminates here, and then that is a breakout box, and you can see there's like 3 USB connector on it plus a proper 12 volt out. So if I switch on my ignition, you see the lights are on, it's charging, so it's only charging when the ignition is on, what is really handy because you don't want to run out of battery. Now the 12 volt charging point here I connect normally to the input of my starter battery. That is really good piece of kit, but I give you a heads down on that later. And then obviously I charge permanently all my batteries, so when I'm riding everything is charging, what is fantastic. So I don't have to worry about running out of batteries on my trip. The key thing is, because it got full 12 volt power, you can charge multiple things. Some people argue, well, you could have a USB charger somewhere on the bike. What I do have, but when you look at it, normally you get about 5 volt 3 amp out of it. So if you have multiple devices and you have like a USB splitter on it, you can't charge it, and you couldn't charge a 12 volt battery. So excellent investment, Jiffy. I mean, I have the list of all the stuff in the comment section below. Check it out, it's really worthwhile. That thing is not reliant on these tank bags. In fact, when I bought the tank bag there was not even a hole in there, but I fixed that with a power drill, so there was no problem. So you buy this, you buy that part, and you buy that comes as a set, you wire it in. I also have, what I showed before, a standard USB power connector here. I only use that really if I need to charge my mobile phone, when I put it here on the quick lock. When I have it on the tank bag, I just connect it to the charger in here, so that is no problem. The other thing I have is an additional little windshield here. Being 6'1", it was just not high enough, and it constantly gave me like real problems with my helmet because the wind buffeted right in front of me. It was just horrible. So this little thing made all the difference. Well, I upgraded to spoke wheels. Well, let's not call it upgrade. I just got myself some spoke wheels because I have 50/50 tires on it at the moment. And on my last trip to Norway, I got a little bit into trouble, as you can see here. And I can tell you the truth, I was so glad to come out in one piece, because if my aluminium rims would have snapped, I would have been in deep trouble. So that's the reason why I got myself some spoke wheels, but I still have the aluminium and have my touring tires on it. And after this trip, I will put the other wheels back on, because I don't have to run around on 50/50 tires when I don't need them. I just have them on at the moment because I want to try out how the bike handles with it. On the front, I changed the bulbs over. You may can see there's like a little blue tint in here. These are 55 watt H7 HID white standard light bulbs, and tell you one thing, they're absolutely marvelous. They cost £7 a pop. On the other side here, I got my tube for my tools. That is just mounted in there, so I got my set of tools in there. That is really handy, stored behind the aluminium pannier, so that is great. I have ram mounts on several places on the motorbike. I have one here, and I have one down here, and I have one here. Throttle lock, cruise control. Oh yeah, that is like vintage, but you know, it really works well. Let's open it up. You see, it's loose. If you tighten it slightly, it's still loose, but when you ride, you just move it with your little finger down and you can still move the throttle. But it's absolutely perfect if you're killing miles on the motorway and you just want to set the speed to something. On the front, I have a GoPro mount. That actually works now very well because I have the GoPro 7. I also got a different exhaust. It's the Handlebar MB12SO. That got a really nice sound, and obviously it's way smaller than the standard BMW one. The Wunderlich turn signal cancel switch, because that plastic thing here, that's the standard one here, is really awkward to get through, and it makes it just so much easier. Quick locks here for my peripherals, like my photo camera or another camera I have facing this way. Here, that is a little dual lock system where I can stick a remote control for my cameras on it, or whatever really. The last thing I have are these Denali D4 auxiliary lights. They're extremely bright, but be honest, I used them maybe 3 times in the last 3 years because, yeah, I don't need them. They are handy when you ride in really, really grim weather, so you have a bit of a bigger footprint in front of you. Otherwise, when you look at my bike, there's nothing special. I don't have any of these guards and all this stuff you can buy because I don't need them. One thing I have is I like to use rock straps. They're the stronger ones, they're extremely good. And I also have the smaller ones mounted to my top boxes so I can strap stuff on it. Otherwise, that is it. Right, that's it really about Herman. You know, there's no big modifications on the bike, as you can see. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section below and I'll come back to you. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss anything. Until next time, ride safe.